conflicts. This is the United Nations theme for World MSME Day 2022. Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you are joining us from. Global Council for Promotion of International Trade, powered by the Global Magazine, the Global Alliances, proudly welcomes you all to this global celebration of World MSME Day. First of all, let me take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Day. We have already started our celebrations from morning with an exclusive interview series where we are looking at the global perspectives of coordinated efforts to the post-pandemic economic recovery of MSMEs. I'm Aparna Kumar, Global Co-Chairperson of GCPIT and your host for today. Every year, as we all know, June 27th, Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Day or MSME Day is celebrated to honor their role in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. Small and medium-sized enterprises or SMEs account for up to 90% of businesses, 60 to 70% of employment, and they account for half of global GDP according to the United Nations. GCPIT, or the Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade, is an organization based in India, South Africa, US, UK, and UAE with board and council member representation across the world. We have been celebrating World MSME Day from 2018, and this year, as I mentioned, we are celebrating this day by bringing you global perspectives from various leaders, departments, ministries, chambers of commerce, and international organizations. We believe that global perspectives have a significant role and can impact on paving the way to the future. And now we are bringing you the real heroes, the MSMEs and their leaders. They will talk to us, share their stories, what they are going through currently, and tell us their suggestions on what we can improve in our efforts to help them recover. Also, we'll be bringing the interviews of global leaders who have overcome the crisis and created their success stories. We felt this will be very useful for MSMEs to understand the opportunities and learn what are the skills they need to develop to become global brands. So stay tuned for an exciting evening. Now we have with us MSME leaders joining us from different parts of the world on Zoom. Let me invite them one by one. So those who are ready to speak, please raise your hands. And as you know, you have 10 minutes to speak. And before you start, please introduce yourself and your venture. This is your opportunity to be visible at the global arena. So let me invite Ms. Eleda Evangelia Kotra, founder and chief executive officer, Living Postcards, all the way from Greece. Over to you, Ms. Eleda.
Hello, good afternoon from Greece. I think you can hear me well. Everything's okay?
Yes.
I'm okay, great. Let's do it. So my name is Eliada Evangelia Kotra. For the last 10 years, I run a business, a global platform that has a goal to support small entrepreneurs from Greece during the financial crisis we had the last 10 years. We support them by doing networking events, pop-up stores in order to bring together those entrepreneurs and buyers together and let them have the opportunity to share their own vision and start business together. And the truth is that during COVID-19, a lot of my clients had to face a lot of challenges, and me also, and my other partners. And the truth is that running, a small or a middle business, it's not easy. It was never easy. But there were some challenges in the last 2 years that were extremely, very, very difficult for a lot of people that they were having their own business. They were used in another way of dealing with their customers, their employees, and suddenly they had to change everything and be prepared for having a new mindset in order to be sustainable. And one of the things that they had to deal with financial management, because dealing with financial for small business, it's never easy. It's one of the biggest challenges, because people that they own a small or a middle business, they had to deal with day-to-day tasks, and sometimes they lose the opportunity to see the bigger vision. They had to deal with a lot of things every day. And that makes it very, very difficult. And it's also very difficult to be a master of your craft rather than a master of finance. And to learn how to deal with the financial things, it's a skill that has to be learned. And thanks God, there are a lot of even free courses now during the last 2 years that people can have the opportunity to learn more and be more sustainable. So I don't feel that my clients were feeling alone, but it was a very big shock in the beginning. They had to change everything that they knew before. So the vision is very, very important, to set a vision for the future. And without this long-term vision, they cannot perform the day-to-day tasks. And another challenge that I had to challenge, and my partners had also to change, had to do with communication between the employees. Because through remotely work, if there is a poor communication, that costs a lot of money in every small or business owner. And we say that maybe someone will say it's nothing, but believe me, it's very, very important. And it has nothing, not only has to do with pure communication, but has also to do with the empowerment of those employees. Suddenly they had to work remotely. They had to deal with a new kind of mindset. They had to stay connected. They had to stay empowered, but it was not so easy. I had a lot of problems, even myself, but through technology and automations, there were a lot of ways and apps that helped us, and platforms to stay connected and stay in the bigger picture. And it's very important to remember that they had also to create a diverse team, because many companies had to create a more diverse team in the last 2 years. And that helped companies to see things differently and get ideas from a lot of diverse workforce. It's totally different. You have to excuse me. And in the last 2 years, we had also to face an issue that's called customer service, because the world, when it became more diverse, and the customer service changed completely. And it's one of the challenges that many owners have to face all the time, no matter if there's pandemic or it's not a pandemic. Virtually, no business can survive without strong customer service. And that means that businesses of all sizes needed to find a way. I was needed to find a way to make this my priority. And my partners had to do it like number one priority. Because if you don't have the right customer service, you have nothing. And that leads to find new customers. For small businesses to survive, we needed to keep growing during the last 2 years and find new customers. And it was not so easy. But the costs of customer acquisition has to be high. And fortunately, there are a lot of channels in our world today that they can help us bring in our business new customers. It's just, for me, a matter of the right channels that can help us be connected with the new customers. And of course, we don't have to forget that we have to use our data. Now it's a time that many business owners have a lot of data, but the problem is that we were not used to take advantage of all those data. And again, technology and automation helped us, and it should help me to connect all those data through technology apps and to know where I can find my customers, how I can deal with many challenges. I think the technology is a very big gift in those times. And for me, also something very, very important was about adjusting. Adjusting and pivoting is not always easy for a small business or a middle business owner. But if you don't adjust your mindset, if you don't give vision to your employees, if you don't empower the people that are working next to you, the apps cannot be very helpful. You have to adjust your mindset to the new business time that we're living in, and to always have in mind that small business owner and a middle has also to deal with reputation. And reputation is it's extremely important. We saw a lot of mistakes during the last 2 years because people they were not using very well the social media, they were not using very well technological platforms, and that was important to learn more about social media, about digital marketing, to protect their own reputation through technology. There were a lot of challenges, but for me, if I had to put the most important is mindset, it's employee communication, it's managing, of course, workflow, and to know how to take advantage of your data, of digital marketing, and of all the gifts that technology can provide us. We can survive and we can bring success in everyday tasks, but we must never forget to look at the bigger picture. This is for me.
Thank you so much, Ms. Elena, for joining us today and sharing us your perspectives. And as you said, if you don't develop a new mindset, you don't have a vision, and you don't properly communicate to your people. And of course, we have to be good at finances. And as you mentioned, there are a lot of free resources available on the internet. Make use of it. And thank you so much for telling us all
Thank you
this.
for the honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining. Now we have with us Ms. Estelle Meyer, Director, Africa Business Intelligence, all the way from South Africa. Over to you, Estelle, for your perspective.
Hi, nice to see everyone. Yeah, sorry, we have what they call load shedding in South Africa. So they cut our electricity 4 times a day at the moment for a few hours. And I'm on my phone, so the picture might look a bit unstable, so I apologize for that. Yeah, what I've learned is a lot. My business is to travel. I traveled a lot in Africa. I worked in Africa, outside South Africa. That stopped immediately with lockdown. I remember my suitcase was on the way to the car when we got the announcement that we can't travel. And I had to postpone a project indefinitely, and because I'm also a lawyer, when there's no business, there's no law. There's no serious problems. People don't have money to go and see lawyers. That was very difficult for me to negotiate. I also found that because I deal with small businesses, that they really struggled, and that there wasn't really assistance for them. And I was often wondering, and what it did to me, it made me still, and it made me think of ways of doing business in a different way than what we used to. And suddenly I am a social media. I've got a phobia of social media. So I was nowhere to be found. And I had to force myself slowly but surely to get back on social media, because now I have to meet my clients via Zoom. I have to network via Zoom. And I started doing that, and I became more comfortable. I'm not there 100% yet, but I am there a little bit more. To be comfortable to know that your face is out there. Now and what I did as well is I realized there was so much more that I needed to learn, and I took the time. And I don't want to say it's a good thing, because I don't want to say there was anything good about lockdown. But what the opportunity that I got from that but there were so many courses that I could attend that were offered during that time that were not there before, that I could jump on. There were so many conferences suddenly held online and you could join, where normally you would have to fly to another country. And you can find yourself sitting in a conference and you can actually make a statement, which, you know what, people don't hear, because I find that policies and the application of they are different, are so far removed often that it doesn't make a difference. And suddenly you find yourself in a place where you can say, but I don't agree with that policy. That policy doesn't work. I've been working there for so long, and I've never seen that policy. And I found myself in a different type of environment, not a strange environment, but just in a different type of environment, an environment where I felt I can make a difference now, like I did on the ground, but I can also make a difference now when they write the policies. And that is what I did. And I also realized that I need more skills. And I frantically started to just gain as much more skills as what I can and learn as many more things as what I can. I do feel that the poor people got much poorer during lockdown. I feel there's a lot of rich people that got extremely richer during lockdown. And then there's the middle class that's barely holding on. And I can only speak from my own experience. I don't really see that there is assistance, that things are made a little bit easier. You know, you have a business, for example, that has been doing well for 5 or 10 years, and suddenly they've gone through 2 years of lockdown, and they want to apply for finance, and the bank looks at the statements and they say, no, but your statements are not looking well. You cannot look at lockdown statements and say that is the way that we are going to rebuild the economy. You have to look at, where has this person been before lockdown? Where is this person now? You know, I find that we must make compliance a little bit easier. I started supporting my local farmers, my local shops. I started supporting them much more. You know, I moved away from the monopolies. I made a point of going to the smaller businesses, because those were the people that needed the work. You know, those were the people. You know, we started using WhatsApp. We bought stuff through WhatsApp. We send each other messages and say, listen, who has got this available? Who's got this available? And we learned to work in another way, which is, I don't want to call it the new way. I don't want to call it that. I just want to call it another way of working, an additional way of working, because I don't think what we did before was wrong. And a lot of mention is being made of public-private partnerships as if that's going to save the day of the economic collapse of the world after lockdown. I don't necessarily agree with that. And again, that's my opinion. I've seen corruption as mainly, when you talk about private-public partnerships, I see corruption. I see not small companies getting the benefits, or not local communities getting the benefits, but cronies getting the benefits and friends getting the benefits. And I think that should change. And I like groups like this, where we say, listen, we're going to change this. We're going to make the difference. We're going to find the ways. I have, since lockdown, been away out of South Africa. I've worked so much harder in building up local communities, building up cooperatives, getting cooperatives to work together in country, across countries, business to business. I'm pushing that a lot more. So yes, there's many things that happened. I think my 10 minutes is up. It was good. I've got lots to say. I won't say all of it. I don't have time, but it's a good session. Thanks, Aparna, and thanks, Santosh. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Estelle. I'm so glad that you could join in spite of the power cuts happening. And thank you for sharing your experiences. As you said, we all had that phobia for social media, but we are all forced to meet through Zoom now. And let's all make use of it and let us go and build global brands. Thank you so much, Estelle, all the way from South Africa. Now we have with us Mr. Jagannatham Koteshwara Rao, Associate Faculty Member, National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises from India. Over to you, sir.
Very good afternoon, all. Very good afternoon, good evening, good morning, all of you. Madam, shall I share the small presentation? We made only 10 slides, 15 slides, ma'am.
Sure. Sure.
So please enable us
yes.
to do the share presentation. I have the very good presentation just prepared here.
Yes, Santosh, can you please? Yeah, are you able to share?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it visible for you all, my slides?
Yes, it's visible.
Shall I make it a slideshow, ma'am, or is it okay?
Yes, slideshow is better.
Now it's okay? Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Very good afternoon. I would like to, very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all the delegates who are attending today's International MSME Day. We wish you all the best. MSME Day, MSME Engine of Economy, Foundation for Atmanirbhar Bharat. I would like to give you brief insight about the only few minutes, approximately 5 to 10 minutes. Enterprise development through self-employment. Enterprise promotion as integrated strategy, PMEGP, Prime Minister Employment Generation Scheme guidelines over here. Enterprise development through self-employment. One of the main objectives of the scheme PMEGP is to generate employment opportunities in rural as well as urban areas of the country through setting up of the new self-employment ventures.
So you can go slow, problem. You can take your time. No need to speed up.
We have time, madam. It's comfortably.
Yes,
social
no
objective. Social objective of the scheme is providing livelihood and employment opportunities. Economic objective, producing saleable articles by the artisans. Wider objective, creating self-reliance among the people. The functioning of these activities to plan, promote, facilitate, organize, and assist the establishment of the development of the Khadi village industries in rural area, to supply the raw material and equipment to the Khadi village industry unit, marketing of the KVI products of the units, research and development, most importantly, science and technology, training artisans to creating common facility centers also here. So far the Khadi Village Industries Commission creating livelihoods in particular financial year 21-22, 8 lakhs employment was generated under the scheme guidelines over here. The main objective of Khadi Village Industries Commission is the statutory body establishment by an act of Parliament. Earlier it was named as a All India Khadi Village Industries Board. As we discussed today, social objective, economic objective, wider objective. This is the genesis of the KVIC. Gandhiji formed as All India Spinners Association in the year of 1925. It is subsequently amendments came to the picture where 1956 onward, Khadi Village Industry Commission named Act of Parliament 61. The main objective, partners and implementing agency. The KVIC undertakes training activities through 41 departmental and non-departmental training center. Marketing is taken up through its 9 departmentally run Khadi Gramojog Bhavan, which are located in urban areas as well as rural. There are 7,050 institutional retail sales outlets located at different parts of the country. KVIC also makes available quality raw material to Khadi institution through its 6 central silver plants. We call it as CSPs. Those who are availing the financial assistance under the scheme, they must have to go for these kind of promoting activities only. There are 7 broad groups which they can promote: mineral-based industry, forest-based industry, agro-based and food processing industry, polymer and chemical-based industry, rural engineering and biotechnology industry, handmade paper and fiber industry, followed by service sector as well as textile industry. Coming to the industry and industries under the purview of the KVIC, where Khadi means any cloth, woven or handloom in India from a cotton or silk or woolen yarn, handspun in India, or from a mixture of any 2 of allied such yarns. These are the Khadi products, madam. You can have the beautiful picture over here. Khadi is a brand ambassador of Indian, South Indian, entire Indian country. People are very much attracted. shovels, nets, and shirts. And these are the manufacturing all kind of T-shirts, especially for the textile, khadi, gramojag activities. And coming to the industries under purview of the KVIC, village industries, any industry which are located in rural area, which produces any goods or renders any services with or without use of the power, in which the fixed capital investment, that means in plant, machinery, land and building per head of artisans, worker does not exceeding the more than 1 lakh rupees. You can see the photographs over here, pottery industry and a group of women working under the self-help group women, manufacturing of the different kind of agro-food processing activities. And third photograph, which indicates clearly agarbatti manufacturing, especially for the northeastern states like Assam. Yeah, there is a pottery activities. They are giving the training to the group of women trained by the trainer, and these kinds of Diwali pottery activities they are promoting here. Yeah, this is a training program, how they're conducting the different kind of training program at the village level, the group of people. You see the photographs over here. Yeah, this is a village industries coming to the honeybee processing, brick industry, and the purification of the honey labeled properly and they sold it in the local retail outlets. Yeah, there is a vacuum packing, increasing the shelf life of the whatever the michi which is cultivated in the rural area. With all of the, we would like to highlight about the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. Erstwhile, the name was arrived from the PMRY, Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, and REGP, Rural Employment Generation Program. Well, erstwhile, the both schemes are implemented in the same objective, but after our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji took over the charge, and he took taken the decision in the year of 2008 onwards. Yeah, the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, which has launched in the year of 2008-9, main objective of the PMEGP to generate employment opportunities in rural as well as urban areas to provide continuous and sustainable employment to a large segment of traditional and prospective artisans and rural urban unemployed youth to increase the wage earning capacity of the artisans especially. Yeah, this is the main guidelines, the promoting flyer to promote to the local areas, rural areas. Yeah, the eligibility criteria. Minimum individual, any individual age of 18 years age is a project costing above 50 lakhs rupees is an SSC manufacturing, and the project costing above the 25 lakhs for the service sector, self-help groups and charitable trusts, institutions registered under Societies Registered Act 1860 and production-based cooperative societies. Most importantly, the scheme eligibility criteria, this assistancy under the scheme is available only for new projects sanctioned. Yeah, this is the margin money, we can get it over here. Those who are available the financial assistance under the scheme. If the general category candidate and a special category candidate, where here beneficiary own contribution of the project cost, 10% is for the general category candidate and the special category candidates, including scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, other OBC, other backward classes, minority, women, servicemen, ex-servicemen, and physically handicapped, and northeastern region, hill areas and border area. Their own contribution is beneficiary contribution only 5%. Where coming to the rate of subsidy, it purely depends upon where the proposed unit is going to be established. Where, for example, the general category candidate would like to intended to establish the unit in the urban area is straight away eligible for getting 15%. Where coming to the rural area, the general category candidate intended to establish the micro unit under PMEGP, he is straight away eligible for getting 25% of the subsidy. Where coming to the special category candidate, if they are intended to establish the unit in the urban area, they are straight away eligible for 25% subsidy, where in the rural area, 35% subsequently. Yeah, as we discussed the bank loans and all, there is a number of activities. So there's some backward forward linkages are there. As we discussed, apart from that, there is a backward forward linkages now. There is a revamped EDP training, awareness camps, publicity, wide publicity. Frequently, they are organizing workshops, bankers review meeting, and district, state, and national level exhibitions. Also, they are conducting as part of the PMEGP implementation activities. This is a total flyers which we are showing to you. And there is a important activity. There is up to financial allocations are given to the banker. Yeah. Apart from that, there is a SC/ST hub scheme also implemented by the MSME. Yeah, you can see the some sort of beautiful women, those who are in the dyeing process, madam, especially sustainable practices and going back to the roots. 2 workshops on natural dyeing were conducted. Gram Swaraj Parishad, this is Ranjia and Bhartitri Unyan Samiti, that is in Nalbari. You can see the beautiful women who are enjoying the works at the grassroots level. This is the promoting activities of a list of eligible activities. Yeah, total in the state of Telangana, we are located at Telangana. There is a total employment generated in particular financial year, one particular financial year. A total number of projects implemented 1,047, where the employment generated were 8,376 members. Yeah, this is the online portal. No need to approach with any physical appearance to any office. It's a PMEGP portal. There is information PMEG online application form for individual. Yeah, this is the process and application scrutinized and the sanction letters according to the government guidelines. PMEGP tracking system also available. There is an application, PMEGP online application for individual application, name, details, all this data as per the pro forma. E-tracking system, and whatever the documents you can access through email, similar kind of activity. Apart from that, there is also marketing assistancy through Export Promotion Council. KVIC is a member of the EPC of India. Opportunity will be given to all unit holders who produces export-oriented products to register in the EPC, and all related support will be extended. There is a nominal fees of registration with only 2,000 rupees. Apart from that, there is a national awards. Every year, KVIC selects the successful units for the national award, presented by the President of India. Units having last 3 years performance will be eligible for nomination of the selection. Yeah, this is the achievements, ma'am. Prime Minister PMEGP, as per 74,415 setting up of the micro enterprises, where subsidy to 2,188.78 crores was given as a subsidy, and 5,92,320 persons were get employed. This is the information which is about up to 31st of March 2021 financial year. There is, apart from that, there is a success stories, ma'am. I would like to highlight in the time constraint. We are showing some photographs over here. Without action, you are not going anywhere. As said by the Mahatma Gandhi ji, there is you can see the photograph over here. It's a beautiful photograph. Yes, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program Objective, key benefits, and the scheme applicable for who is applying is a woman and entrepreneur. Yeah, woman entrepreneur. She is one of the postgraduate economics. Had the empower the women. Uma Devi Cherukupalli, the proprietor of the My Home Foods. The hectic lives of the working women made her think about manufacturing and supplying instant of the ready-to-use spices as well as mixes commonly used in the Indian kitchens. She then underwent a course online marketing offered by the local MSME Institute and learned about the PMEGP scheme for financial assistance. Then there was no stopping her. She now manufacturing and supplies of the hygienically made and packed spices and mixes. She extended gratitude towards the Minister of MSME for her training. Yeah, there is a Pradeep unit, Nectar Fresh, Mysore, Karnataka. Honeybee processing now. This is a woman entrepreneur, successful woman entrepreneur. She has extended up to 5 ml to 5 kg, 10 kg capacity honey. Yeah, she is a winner of the CNBC Women Entrepreneur Award in the year of 2014-15. Pradeep Nectar Fresh is the honeybee processing, and jasmine essential oils. There's also essential oils extracted from the flowers. Yeah, her achievements are, madam, production is 250 tons. Sales was 1.5 crore. Direct employment, she is apart from that implementing activities and the grassroots level, direct employment, 32 people were full-time employed. Nectar Fresh is being supplied to the Taj, ITC, Leela, Hyatt, and Lee Meridian, Hilton. With this year, MSME Karnataka has recommended the brand for the MSME National Award for Production Innovation. Nectar Fresh today is the largest processor, packer, and supplier from honey from the South India. Similarly, there are the number of units sold here. I would like to show you small photographs over here. Yeah, Sandesh printers, women workers are engaged in the DTP, desktop printing works, business works. Yeah, manufacturing of the papad manufacturing unit. Yeah, women students work part-time. This is a dryer, which is associated with the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Low-cost fuel efficiency dryer is designed by the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, under the Science and Technology Project, KVIC. The dryer is used for the drying of papad, fruits and vegetables. It is a cost from 60,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Yes, if people are involved over here, there is a different kind of service sector, centering works, Hyatt Nagar. Yeah, is the Mahender centering works, Hyatt Nagar, Rangareddy district, Hyderabad. Yeah, there is a jute bag manufacturing unit, ma'am. So manufacturing, Hyderabad, the jute bags and different activities. Yeah, Prava soya products. These are soya bean products. Especially this is under PMEGP. Damai Guda, soya muruku, soya nimpattu, and soya red chili papad. Yeah, this is the Satya Santoshi Choir industry. This is Mamidi Kudru, East Godavari district, Andhra Pradesh. Choir products, madam. Yeah, these all are the door mats which they are manufacturing, self-help group women. They are showing their product, finishing product with happiness. Yeah, these products are ready to export to the other countries, as we discussed previously. Yeah, there is a Bangar Lakshmi cashew industry. There's a Nasipatnam, district of Visakhapatnam, cashew processing activities, ma'am. Cashew nuts. Yeah, Srinitha Garment Manufacturing Unit, financed by State Bank of India, AS Rao Nagar, PMEGP, Somireddy Garu, Balaji Nagar, Rangareddy district. Yeah, this is the employment over there, women empowerment. I think it is all are visible, madam, all.
Yes, it is visible.
Yes,
I think the time is.
Yes, madam.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. We
Sorry
will
to
close it, madam. We will close it. Just 1 minute. Yeah, these all are just photographs only. I don't want to take much more. Just photographs only.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Anand.
Thank you so much, sir.
All are the units. We have the very good, successful unit. We are the MSMEs extending support to all the people, those who are in the missionary support, those who are interested. This alternative single-use plastics. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Yes,
Koteshwar, for joining us today and sharing such a wonderful and detailed presentation. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing about PMEG as well, Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. I'm sure our viewers would, this is useful for our viewers watching on social media. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for giving opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. And now let me invite Ms. Vandana Teji, founder and CEO of the Unicorn People, all the way from India. Ms. Vandana, over to you.
Thank you, Aparna, and thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. So good evening. I think hello to everybody because I know everybody is from different time zones. And a little bit about the organization that I'm running from last for almost 3.5 years now. HR, we are into end-to-end HR consulting, providing services across India, Middle East, and also Southeast Asia. We are also working, new tie-ups are happening as I talk around Africa. So we are an end-to-end HR service providing organization. And the whole idea is to support the MSME and, provide them HR support. It is often discussed that, when it comes to having, a cost unit, they call us cost unit, HR and, admin, and they are called as cost unit. So the moment we talk about appointing an HR person in an MSME sector, it is often, debated that, having a full-time HR is going to be really, really expensive. However, the need of the hour, if you actually see, MSME has been the backbone of the Indian economy for a very long time. However, despite the potential in the MSME, we are not being able to provide a more of a strategic approach to employees. We are always like a secondary employment opportunity for the job market, because almost all good employees are aiming to get into corporates because they are eyeing for the benefits that these corporates are offering to them. And and a lot of times the MSME is okay because MSMEs think that they cannot provide the similar kind of work environment which a corporate does. However, I totally disagree with it, and that's how the Unicorn People come into picture. Unicorn People is, we are actually trying to provide you HR support. Okay, so right from onboarding to the exit of the employee, we are trying to create an infrastructure which will support your employee management in such a manner that it is similar to any corporate environment. And I'm glad to inform you that I'm actually working with organizations, changing their faces, introducing the power of training, development, engagement, grievance management, on a daily basis, ensuring that employees feel heard. They feel that they are getting, they not just feel, they're actually experiencing and enjoying all the benefits that any corporate gives out to them. The fact is that, when you look at the glass window of a corporate, just because the building is too high and there is a big name behind, just doesn't matter, because end of the day, everybody wants an organization which takes care of them, which promises them a better stable job. MSMEs have been providing better stable jobs for like years and ages. If you see, employees don't leave that easily. However, we are not able to reach the new generation. And I think COVID has given us a new angle. Earlier, voicing out the opinion or reaching out to youngsters was difficult. But now we have the power of social media. And today we can reach out to every employee by just investing a little on social media. And when it comes to social media is a very funny thing. If you are afraid of social media, it is gonna daunt you, it will make you scared. But then when you actually start using social media, you are able to trap the importance and the power of social media. Sitting in my room in Dhanbad, Jharkhand, when would I had the power to speak to an international platform like this? It is only because we decided to change our ways of living and our ways of doing business. Earlier, I remember, for anything that used to happen, my head office was in Gurgaon. So for everything, I had to travel from Bombay to Gurgaon to be a part and be felt that I'm a part of the bigger HR community. Although when I reached there, it was again the groupism which was there, because all the Gurgaon people were together, and there were all these people from smaller offices across the world who used to form a group. But now that doesn't happen, because whether it is a weekly meeting, whether it is a monthly meeting, I am a part of all such meetings, sitting in wherever I am working from. And as a result, the team bonding has gone to a different level. A lot of complaint with regards to team bonding, team management comes into picture just because people have decided to work online. But the thing is that while I understand it is a challenge, but it is also required to be innovative. Now, we are working with the corporates of India and we manage their entire engagement calendar. And we make it a point that we have online activities almost for 6 months and one offline activity, which doesn't require in the current hybrid work of model of working, wherein the employees are required to go to office once a month or once a week, twice a week, that kind of an arrangement. If you have one online event and multiple online events and one offline event, it not just saves money, it also ensures continuous involvement of your team members. And this is something that the MSMEs will have to understand. The power of internet, the power of being online, the power of social media is something. And of course, that is the way you can brand yourself. And it is so much less costly than giving a full newspaper ad. I still remember putting those advertisements for hiring. It's not required. There's so many platforms which actually take up free job posts. It is just about being open to change, because change is the only constant. And I'm sure COVID has helped us prove that. In fact, for us, if I talk about my story, I started my company in Mumbai, and the year which I started was almost like 2019, and 2020 March onwards we were hit by COVID, and we didn't know how to do business. We only knew HR. And and then when we started so what I knew about HR, I knew career management, and I happened to pass out in the year 2008, when it was the last time recession had hit India. If everybody remembers, the banking sector went yo-yo, and there was a lot of termination in the investment sector, banking sector. And so I had a little flavor. So I thought, let me just take this light and flavor of how I got my opportunity job during recession and spread it across. And that's when I started talking to students from all across Maharashtra, all across India, and helping them, making them understand that despite the recession, despite the COVID scenarios, they can still make them, ensure that they are employable. Reaching out to MSME sector, helping them manage issues. So we were actually online available, and I think all those hard work and good work paid off. because well, of course, this is another question. I think Aparna was there on the list of questions that was given to us. Yes. So even though 2020 went out, we didn't make almost nothing. No money was made. And I somehow we were sustaining it. But 2020 December onwards, we just took off. I think everybody accepted it, and despite that, we are all month in and month out. There are days when we feel that, oh my God, is COVID going to come back? Look at the current scenario in Mumbai, but that is not enough to take away the sleep, because we are ready for the future. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Vandana, for sharing us your experiences and about unicorn people. And I really love what you said. It is because of the power of social media that I am sitting in the Middle East. You are sitting in Chak in India, and we have a lot of people from across the globe joining us. And as you said, we have to be open to change and be innovative in the current situation where we have this hybrid way of working. Thank you so much for sharing us your experiences.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And now let me invite Mr. Abdullah Dana, Country Coordinator Initiative for the Development of Africa, IDA Ghana, to share us his experience. Over to you, Abdullah. Mr. Abdullah, are you there? I could see him messaging in the chat. Mr. Abdullah, are you there? Okay, let me go to the next person. Let me invite Mr. Mohammad Riaz, founder and CEO, Constant Mark India. Mr. Mohammad Riaz, are you there?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yes, good evening.
Can you hear? Am I? Yes.
Yes,
I think I'm audible, right?
Yes,
okay.
Perfectly.
First of all, let me say that this event has come as a birthday present to me. Today is my birthday.
Wow, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. And I also can relate to what the previous speaker was speaking. I'm basically an international affairs journalist, award winning. I have 22 years of experience, and I started as a reporter in Chennai, but I was brought up in Dubai. So there also I worked in the media industry. Both in the reporting as well as both below the line and above the line of media. And over when I was in Dubai, I found out like India was booming, and I was following up on the growth story of India. Okay, and I interviewed a US economist in 2001 about the progress which is going to happen in after a decade, or in from 2010 onwards, or in the new century, in the 21st century. And in 2015, again, I had to interview him to see what will be happening in India beyond 2020. Okay. So in that way, I was researching like how I can be a global solution provider. And after my 10 years of full-time work in corporates, and a consultant in India for 7 years, I found out MSME is the right platform where I should start my own company if I start. And I put the activity of my, company itself, the name of the company. It's a short form of consulting and marketing. So my company name is Constant Mark, and I cater to global clients. And in fact, this was like a second blow, that pandemic. Okay, because in 2008 and 2009, due to recession, I lost job in Dubai along with thousands of people, and I had to return to India. But when I returned to India, I had a chance to go back. But I thought like, India is the best place for media research and all these things. So I stayed here. And again, when I started in 2018, the company, there were these GST issues, the election, and then came the pandemic. But even then I was able to have like 15-member team with 2 offices. Now, what I understood, after, going through all these learning experiences, like I can see that the Indian MSME sector as well as the global MSME sector has got many policies to upbring the people who are in the MSME. Okay, so I will highlight that first. Okay, I want to share 2 news articles because I'm from the media background, so I want to show the latest news articles okay, what has progress has been made in India and abroad. Then I will come back to, conclude with this thing. So can I share it now?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just
1 second. Okay. So I want to start with this article.
wait. I'm not able to see.
It's just opening.
Okay.
Okay. I think you can see right now.
Yes, the Financial Express. Yes.
Yes. So this is what you call 2022 report. Okay. In this, if you see, we have created around 40. See, this is the figure. I think you can see, right? 43 million. Even it is highest in the financial year 2022. In the budget, recent budget, they have mentioned about this. So the employment has done, okay, like 43 million mean it is coming around 4 crores something, but compared to the population of our country, which is 1 billion plus, and even if you take like 500 million, which is around say like 50 crores, okay, we are only in 1/10 of the employment creation, okay. So that means we have to do tenfold increase in the job market, okay, to have a set, because I think 50% of our population are youngsters and who are eligible to be in the job market, and this 43 million, even it is only 1/10 of the job percentage in India, correct? And then I will show you another study which has happened last year. So here, in India, we have this Aspire, scheme where, Indian government has come out, even I think before the pandemic. Okay. So all this is, good. And one more thing I want to show you about the international scenario. Yeah, this is about international, the entire global scenario. In this particularly, we can see Turkey has come out with a scheme called Turquality, a state-sponsored scale-up program meant for SMEs to transfer themselves into global players. Okay, and in Canada, they have come out with an initiative called Growth Driver Program. Okay, where Business Development Bank of Canada is providing multidisciplinary support system in SMEs. Okay, now let me come back. Let me stop my presentation. I just want to give some points here. Okay, so we can see like there are good schemes in India as well as abroad to support people, but whether it will match as per the real expectations or the numbers. So for that, what we can do? So I've identified two solutions. One is, please open up the MSME sector to service industry also. For example, my company is a service industry. I'm also an international affairs journalist, as I told you. I've been promoting for last 20 years events in Anna University and IIT, in international magazines and newspapers, okay, to make them known to the world, okay. And now I'm also catering with new events where I can bring 5.0, industry 5.0, included with the emerging technologies, okay. So this is one thing. Another thing is, apart from the service sector, the previous speaker was speaking about HR. Now I want to add a few more points in that. Above HR, we need to focus on HRD, human resource development, where each person, even for example, sorry to use this word, even if that person is a beggar, okay, we can identify good qualities, good talents in him, groom him, and make him involved in the nation building process. So the HRD part has to be increased more. Like we have many loans and everything, but loan is not the only solution. the government should take the risk of handholding the people, the handholding people's concepts, people's employability. See, providing employment is like, there are two types of people. One is for people who just want any job. And there are people, who are aspiring to get a job in a particular field. So both has the responsibility of the government. So with the integration of opening up the service sector also for supporting by the government, as well as increasing the HRD, activities, I'm sure that the unemployment rate can be neutralized in a few years, or at least by 2030. And again, when 5G rolls by this year end or next year, the job market increase multifold with very, very fast changes coming. So we need to be prepared for that. In fact, we should have been prepared before 2020, but unfortunately the pandemic came. Whether it is man-made or whether it is natural, that is another story. But the industry push of 5.0 and everything, if people need to utilize, means we need to involve HRD as well as open up to the service sector, instead of only focusing of product and manufacturing companies. So this is my view, and I think I'm very thankful for GCPIT members as well as CMSME to organize such a great event during the World MSME Day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed Riaz, for sharing us your story and your findings. And great to see that Indian MSME sector and global MSME sector has policies to support MSMEs. And thank you for sharing about the schemes and the solutions. Yes. And as you mentioned, we need to focus on HR development and use them in nation building. Once again, a very happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
And
I will share it for the links of the articles in the chat so anybody can see.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Let me invite Ms. Anjur Dikshit, co-founder of Creatives Private Limited India, to share her perspective. Ms. Anjur, are you there?
Yes. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, clearly audible. And
thank you so much. Hello all. This is Anjur Dikshit from OV Creatives Private Limited from India. It is an honor to be here today, and thank you for the opportunity to tell my story. So it started with my partners, and I have been extremely passionate about how industries work, how businesses work, how they create solutions for need gaps, and how they improve processes. So this has of course led to the birth of our company. We cater to industrial branding and corporate communication requirements across various industries, from chemical to manufacturing to startups and so on. So like most others, we also started really small and have paved our way to here. But while we were growing in this endeavor that we started, COVID struck, as we all know, and it started affecting businesses of our own and across the globe, as we understood while interacting with others, where technology was a very connecting factors for all of us. So the huge shift from how businesses used to operate and how they operate now, how requirements are generated, how businesses grow, how connections are made, all this has seen a lot of change, a lot of shift in this area while in COVID. So the gap of 2 years came as a sudden uncalled for challenge for all of us. And like they say, difficult times bring out the best in all of us. So we were initially extremely scared and honestly very lost. So we decided to rethink everything from our processes, how we operate our business, how we take care of the financials, the teams and everything. So we restructured the whole business, and we tried to narrow it down majorly to the industrial part, where we saw a lot of opportunity as well as a lot of requirement. So and also while doing that, we devised some special packages for MSMEs, which were majorly into manufacturing and industrial part, where we realized that the challenge on their part is even more, because since we belong to the services sector, they belong to the tangible asset sectors, where the difficulties are even more. So we decided to provide packages specially curated for them. So like they say, entrepreneurship is a great learning and investment. Well, it is also a roller coaster ride where we have to think, rethink, learn, relearn, understand, and literally get better at our jobs every single day. So we realize that the change that we need here is going to have to be covering things like strategies to survive better if there are such situations in the future. Then we need to have some kind of plan to kind of balance the situations if it suddenly comes over, and how we could face it in a better way. And most important of our learning experiences was the crucial amount of focus that we need to put on mental health of all of us, from co-founders to teams to consultants. And also we tried to extend our compassionate approach to our clients and vendors as well, because the situations were so grave that we all were going through a very bad phase, some from family, from professional, and everywhere. So I would like to sum up my our learnings basically in a few points. We realized that there was a need for flexibility and to evolve, not just in terms of resources, but in financial terms as well, and in the, like I mentioned, the mental health part, where we need to be very open, very available emotionally to others as well, from every whoever we are connected to, clients, vendors, everyone. Then we also realized that flexibility of work was very important. So we adopted the hybrid style of working, where first you can work from anywhere, and second, wherever there is a requirement to go to the office or the client side. So we tried to balance it in a way that people could give time for their families, their mental health, their dear ones, and overall even their interests and hobbies, which actually has helped us realize that there's a huge growth in productivity of everyone. A person who used to previously work from office for 8 hours now is working 4 hours from home or anywhere, and very effectively. And whenever needs to come to the office is very willing to, like, people are happy now. Like, okay, from in a week, 4 days I'm working from home, and a day or two I can come to office. So this change in approach we have observed that. Then we realized that technology, of course, is a very strong point in connecting all of us. And apart from this, we also gave more thought to how we can socially impact or help initiatives that socially impact other startups, other MSMEs and all. So there we have been very fortunate to have a lot of support from all the fellow entrepreneurs, from clients and everyone. And apart from all this, this is a platform where the international people are also connected to us. I would like to specially thank the Indian government, the departments that are supporting MSMEs. Like we every day or every twice a week, we get emails telling us about initiatives, and also this has kept us so very encouraged while facing those difficult situations. So it has acted as an inspiration. Like, you don't have to give up. You have started something, so you have to go on. You have to put in your efforts. So that is something that has been a very great support to us. Apart from this, industry giants, the people who are established in businesses, have helped us really well. Like in the Indian scenario, basically, especially the industrial part, where there are industry giants. They realized how we are coping up with the situation, and they have, with their flow of projects and everything, they have helped us come out of COVID in a very strong manner. So I would also like to thank them, and of course thank you to the fellow entrepreneurs and our vendors and all, who have, while they were also going through the similar situations, have helped us. We have helped them. So I think this all has brought the world closer than it was previously, before pandemic. And the constantly growing initiatives for startups in India, like our friends from other countries often tell us that they are very willing to probably work with Indian people more, because the initiatives that are run in the country, the way you guys are so upbeat for startups, and like there is a different kind of respect of value when you say that I'm an entrepreneur and I'm doing something, I'm either creating a product or I'm improving a process. So that is something that everyone looks forward to. And everyone is there was a few years ago businesses were seen as a far-fetched thing, where after a very great experience people could get into that. But now the whole scenario has changed in a way that innovation is more valued, new ideas are more valued, fresh perspectives are more valued. So this is very welcoming. And I'd like to end the whole my story with a thing that I believe the Indian saying Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is very much alive in the world. Like, the earth is one family. And thank you so much for providing this platform for us to be able to connect to everyone. And while we were looking forward to the talks and all, there are a few people who connected with me on LinkedIn. I tried to connect to a few people on LinkedIn. So it was an amazing exchange of thoughts, exchange of ideas, endeavor. And thank you so much, each and everyone present here, working for us and helping us grow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sanjay Dikshit. Thank you so much for spreading that positivity and sharing positive stories. As you mentioned, difficult times bring out the best in all of us. We need to have proper plans in place so that we can face challenges which may come in the future as well. And we need to focus on mental health. Thanks for sharing that point. Because according to Forbes, a latest study says that the most important skill for a business leader or a leader is to have empathy towards the people associated with them. Thank you so much for joining us and bringing all this positive energy in the Zoom room as well as on the social media platforms. Thank you, Anjal. Let's now invite Dr. Anil Gupta, founder, Connect Ventures India. Mr. Anil, Dr. Anil, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes. Well,
thank you very much.
Yeah. Is it your presentation?
No, I'm just speaking free format without presentation. Okay. Am I audible?
You are audible. I'm not able to see you.
Really?
Anandji, you are not seen on camera. It's just an icon. It's been visible.
Oh, let me restart again camera. Just one moment.
In the meantime, should we call Abdullah? Because he's available now. Anil, you can just fix the you can fix the problem, and we'll come back.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Abdullah had shared that he had some connectivity issues. Mr. Abdullah, are you now?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Abdullah. Hope your net is okay. With us, Mr. Abdullah Dana, Country Coordinator Initiative for the Development of Africa, IDA Ghana. Over to you, Mr. Abdullah.
Thank you for the opportunity given to me. And I thank all the partners, and I thank all those who have spoken. This is very, very important for us to see the way forward of what we have been doing for the past years. Yes, we are into agro-processing, supporting 2,500 women to carry out organic vegetable production to reduce the toxinal food that we have been eating for a long period of time. It is my organization's ability to make sure that women are empowered, particularly the rural women in Ghana. And we have been supporting them to get quality and quantity seeds for cultivation. We have been supporting them in capacity building in the area of 1, sowing and planting of seeds, compost manure preparation, harvesting techniques, storage and marketing for their products. And now we have a lot of challenges, and I wish to present, but the network is not good for me to present. I just want to summarize what we have been doing and what we think we can do together as we are celebrating the SMEs today. In Ghana, the challenges that women have is land. Women don't own large land. It is only small land that they use for their cultivation. In the rural communities in Ghana, it is the women that take responsibility of housekeeping. They work in the house and then work in the farm. And what they produce in the farm, they share it, cook in the house, and then the other ones, they sell it for their income generating activities. And that is the same amount that they got, they use it for their healthcare. Now the challenge is land. They don't have large land to do a large cultivation. Water sources is also a challenge. So it is very difficult for most women to do year-round vegetable cultivation in Ghana. It is only narrated to the rainy season. And if I look at the assessment in the dry season, that's where the price of vegetable is high. And we cannot support them because of lack of land and lack of water sources for them to contribute to the growth of the economy of the country. If you look at the country as now, the Ministry of Agriculture is not paying much attention in vegetable sector. No, there is no any authorities in Ghana that is responsible of vegetable production sector. No. And this sector, it is a very economic growth area, and that can even support the Ghana economy. But we are lacking policy direction in that area. And that is also a very big problem to some of us who are into that area. To end my brief summary presentation, it is time for us to see how we can, after today's celebration, how we can partner each other, learn from each other, mentor each other, and move on in the areas that we are into. It will be difficult to say that in Ghana, we are still using traditional way of farming. No mechanization system in Ghana for the production of vegetables. No, we are still using the old system, which implies that we cannot move on, continue that way. So I'll end here and thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you so much, Abdullah Dana, for joining us and letting us know about your experiences. Now I think Dr. Anil Gupta is here. Let me invite Dr. Anil, founder Connect Ventures India, to share us his experiences.
Thank you very much. I hope now my video is available. It's visible.
Yes,
to you?
but I think it is frozen. Is it my?
No.
I can see you, but the video is frozen.
I don't know why it is frozen. Because here it's looking fine.
I can hear you.
Give me just 15 seconds and just fixing it again.
Sure. I think we will move on to the next person and come back once you fix the issue, Dr. Anil. Let me now invite Mr. Vishal Anand.
Am I now?
You are visible.
Now I think I'm visible.
Your voice is breaking and the video is still frozen.
Okay.
Now I can
okay,
see.
then,
now it's
okay.
perfect. Yeah, I think now it's okay.
Great. Okay. Thank you. So I'm really apologize first of all for all these technical problems, and I'm very. Let me take this opportunity to thank you all of you from the organizing committee to share my opinion. So we at the Connect Ventures are working on a mission to create the economic soldiers to extend the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister. We help entrepreneurs to make in India and make for the world. We believe that soldiers at borders are not sufficient for the overall well-being of the nation. We need to create the economic soldiers because the monetary powerhouse is very important for any nation, any society. So we are working on that mission. COVID has taught us some great lessons, and one of them is the diversification. Diversification in every aspect, maybe in terms of product portfolio, maybe in terms of geographical reach or different markets, maybe in terms of your supply chain system or any other aspect. So we at the Connect Ventures help in geographical reach, to diversify the geographical reach, to enter into different markets, to set up your presence in different markets across the globe. Okay. And to be a lighter note, even Ramayana also taught us the Crown Prince Rama could become the Lord Sri Ram when he entered the foreign borders, isn't it? So I think going beyond the borders to explore the new market is always a good idea. And even if you see last 200 years history, the nations where the entrepreneurs are promoted to go cross border, only those could flourish. Okay, so here we want to suggest the entrepreneurs to diversify their geographical reach so that they not only minimize the risk, but they can maintain the consistency of the demand or supply. So for example, you have Diwali here in November month, and most of the business is there at the time of Diwali. But just after Diwali, the business is down like anything. So why not you celebrate 12 different Diwali in different months? So go to some countries where Christmas is celebrated and December is also Diwali for you. Okay, so going in different markets, it not only helps you in minimizing the risk, but exploring the opportunities which may be even beyond your imagination. Most of the time, the producer market doesn't have offer that kind of right price. I remember before COVID, I visited Agra, and some handicraft guy was selling something, and he was offering me 150 rupees. Okay, and I had a bargaining with him, and he given me a pair in 150. And one Western person, he offered it in $5. So then I realized that first of all, I did a mistake by doing the bargaining with a poor person. Second thing, if this person knows how I can sell it on Amazon, he need not to be in this harsh temperature in outdoor area and requesting every person to buy it. Okay, so that is the idea. Like the people are trying to sell here in a very throwaway price their products. So those same people can find the suitable market and sell it in the decent quantity at the decent price. So we at the Connect Ventures, we help you transform your MSME into the MNC and run your overseas entities into a compliant manner. Compliance in terms of your corporate governance or secretarial practices, compliant in terms of taxation practices, or like that. We work on the 5C philosophy. So 5 C's are coaching to guide to the entrepreneur what is the system, how it works, and then the people can take the informed decision what can be their roadmap to plan their transformation journey from MSME to the MNC. Then we provide them certain consulting services to execute the plan in the real life. So if somebody wants to incorporate a company in US or in Canada or in UK, we can help them in setting up the presence and then minimizing the compliances. So those consulting services. And beyond this, we are also working on 3 more C's, which are collaboration, connection, collaboration, and co-creation. So we are determined to achieve all 5 C's, but right now we are working on the 2.5 C's, which are coaching, consulting, and connecting. So we have a large community of cross-border entrepreneurs where people can collaborate with each other, people can share the opportunity, or people can find the assistance. So in that term, people are getting the suitable connections also. So if MSME want to go cross-border, if MSME want to explore the possibilities overseas, if MSME has the plans, then we will have no stone unturned to serve him, not only in the scope, in the umbrella of our services, but even beyond that, we try to help them. For example, e-commerce export is getting a great momentum. Right now, the total e-commerce export is around $2 billion US. But the Jeff Bezos is ambitious to make it $10 billion US only on Amazon. Forget about other platforms by 2025. So within 3-4 years, he wants to make it multifold. And one can understand how big this opportunity is. So recently there was a study where number of Amazon sellers. So our stupid neighbor, Pakistan, stands 3rd, and we are at the 8th, I think 7th or 8th position. And Pakistan's numbers are higher than some of all other 4th position onwards. So you can understand how big this opportunity is. But right now, MSMEs are not aware about this. So what they are doing is, they are trying to sell their product or their services in fiercely competitive Indian market only. While they can have a business in the blue ocean, they can really get a decent price for their products or services. Okay, so we can help them by connecting to suitable Amazon consultant or some e-commerce exporters, export consultant like that, or maybe the US FDA consultant. So though we are focused at compliance management, but we can always help you by connecting to suitable resources so that you can expand your business with a great ease like doing the business locally. So right now we are working in most of the key business destinations across the globe, which include US, UK, UAE, Canada, Mauritius, and Thailand. Soon we are adding a few more destinations. So in these countries, if anybody have any plan for expansion, we can always help them. We have already helped over 1,000 entrepreneurs by our 5G spectrum of the services. We have partner offices in 6 different countries, so we can offer the widest umbrella of services, widest portfolio of the services under the one roof. So lastly, I would like to conclude with a place that if you wish to expand beyond borders, we will leave no stone unturned for you. We are not only working as a commercial venture, but we are working for a mission, and we will help you in all possible aspects, wherever, whatever, whenever we can. Thank you very much. Thanks to the organizing team for giving me opportunity to share my opinion and information.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anil Gupta, for joining us today and sharing us your experiences and whatever you are doing. And I love the term economic soldiers. As you mentioned, we need economic soldiers to take care of financial issues. And as you said, we need to start exploring the opportunities that are available at the global level as well. Thank you for joining us and wish you all the best in your venture.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me now invite Dr. K.S. Bhatia, founder and CEO, pumpcart.com from India. Dr. K.S. Bhatia, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. So I'm on now. So yes. First, I would like to congratulate everyone, who is either MSME, part of MSME on the World MSME Day. So being an Indian, I know that the role of the MSME in the country. So as per records, around 29% of MSME contribute to 29% of the GDP is being contributed by the MSME in the country, in India. So there are around 6.5 million MSME in a country, and we give a job to around 15 crores people. I still feel it's too less. I think that matter has to be we all have to think how we can contribute more and can create more jobs in the country. So I think MSME is lacking somewhere. Where is the lacking? The lacking is there's no proper ecosystem. We must learn from the China. China has created a world best MSME ecosystem, and I think we should learn from there. So because they have every small MSME have their own skilled people. They have, I 4 or 5 years back I went there. So I was the first person who has been picked up by the government to come over there, because I have been mentioned by the Google CEO. I was in the UNO summit also. So I had gone there. I done the study there. I feel like they always think very differently on how to skill the people. So skilling is not happening in MSME. This is the only problem. Always MSME think that the government should help us. They skill the people and they give it to us. Those people don't think it. They ourselves skill the people. So India is lacking in the skilling part. I think, we can really would be we can the game changer in future, and if some other changes to be done. And I'll not take much time. I'll just want to share what they have to done in future. And I want to give a suggestion to the Indian governments. They should made compulsory. There should be 2 departments should be made compulsory in every MSME platform. One is there should be a department of a skilled man, skilling the people, and there should be department for technology department. And I'm very sorry to say that only 0.22% MSME using the technology. That has to increase drastically. If we have to produce good, we have to create jobs as well as good manpower. So this is lacking. MSME is contributing 50% of the exports. So, they can reach at 70-75%. We can stand along with the China. So these, this type of ecosystem we required in the MSME community also. So if we have a more skilled manpower, more technology. And I also realized that MSME is unable to produce the brands, and which is, very, very poor. That is 0.01%. So here we are lacking. USA is best in producing brands. Europe is good in producing brands. China is good in producing skilled manpower. So why not to bring those things together? From one good thing we should take from there, and one. I think government has to really stick with all MSME. If you have a turnover up to 20 crore, you must have a skill center. You must have a technology part of it. They should do SEO, social media and all. They hardly, you see their websites and all. What that has to be educated. We have to create a pure ecosystem, and I think we will rule the world. Indian MSME will rule the world. I think this changes has to be bring it in another 2-3 years. This is my request to the, I want to convey to the government through this platform. This has to be made compulsory. We have to see how they are growing, how their MSME is growing in the country. So that was my only concern. This is what I wanted to speak in this platform. And thank you for calling me. The time was very less, and even I have only this topics only. So thanks again.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhatia, for joining us today on this MSME Day celebration. And it's a very important thing that you shared. MSMEs are contributing to 50% of exports, and only 0.2% of MSMEs are using technology. As you said, we have to increase this drastically, and we have to focus on skilling of the people as well. And I loved what you said. We need to focus on building global brands of MSMEs. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, let me invite Mr. Vishal Anand, founder and CEO, Freytex Building Trust, Visco Supply Chain Management Private Limited, India. Vishal, are you there?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, over to you. Yes, perfectly.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me here, and it was great listening from the previous all of the fellow members. And I would just like to talk about this. We all know that MSME is majorly employment generation area in India, right? Sector, one of the best. But there are few things that MSME also require. Creating jobs is one thing, but fueling that sector is also other very important point. That is financing that MSME, right? If we look into the numbers in the figures, right? So we get to know that there are approximately, according to the report of international IFC, right, a World Bank Group report, joined with a Japanese company, So there is this report according to which there are approximately 55 million plus MSME in India, in which only roughly around 8.2 million is only under registered and rest of them are unregistered. That is around 47 million. And you will be surprised to know that all these 55 million MSMEs, their requirement for the financing is roughly around 1.1 trillion USD, right? This is huge, and you also know that most of this financing is fueled by informal sector, that is not from the banking or any other organization or the government financing institution, which is approximately 84%, that is roughly around $900 billion. So these are the numbers. These are the numbers that really very concerning for in terms of financing and fueling the MSME sector. But when we talk about all these things, so according to looking into that aspect, and we were also working in this domain from last 4 to 5 years, and we got to understand that is MSME. Most of the fellow speakers have also spoken about there is lack of digitization and lack of brand building and every aspect in MSME sector. But there is one more major problem in this sector, that is the credibility issue, right? So many MSMEs require funds for running there, and most of the time they get orders and they need this financing, and all comes to that, what is their reputation, right? There is no digital reputation. Most of the time Indian MSMEs are does not focus on this professional building regions of that area, and because of that there are lots of losses in terms of business they get. And this is what concerned us a lot, and you will be surprised to know that Indian government, and way back approximately 25 to 30 years back only, they started working on credit rating system in India, where MSMEs can be rated, and so that they can these ratings can be shown to a financial institution and they can get finance. But that is only for the most of the time that those rating systems are very costly, and today that cost roughly around we take it at least minimum to minimum of 1 lakh the charges. And when we talk about this MSME, there are their income is not so much that they can get rated and they get validated from their business so that they can finance from anywhere, from angel investors or VC or anything else. So that is the major huge gap in the system. That is, there has to be a directory where businesses can be measured on a scale that these are the parameters that we can look into, that these are the financial area, their reputation are standing on that. There are businesses, there are trades going on regular with that MSME and businesses, so that financing from that part can be easy. There are lots of solutions available with the bank that they fund it. Most of the times we get we look for business loan and stuff, but there are also loans like invoice factoring, where we can get for the orders we have already supplied. The payments are pending way more than 3 months, 4 months. At least that can help us get fast cash and earn for that. So this is where we come into play, and we are trying to build that ecosystem only, a directory and a measurement scale for businesses, small businesses to all the large, from A to Z. We are trying to connect every businesses, and ratings. We are working on AI-based rating mechanism so that any businesses can check their rating and understand what is anyone, either in terms of doing business with them or in terms of lending money or financing them or investing. They can check into that scenario, how it is their performance, what are they are doing. So this is where Freytex is working on, and we hope for this, that this employment majorly employing part of the India gets fuel for running for itself first, so that they can look out for others secondary. So this is the major thing that we should think upon. The ecosystem is everywhere. We can skill the manpower and everything, but first we need to finance them. We need to give them fuel so that they can stand on their own. If there is no one supporting them, they can get themselves financed from anywhere, from not only in India, but from external funds, institutions. There has to be this reputation building scheme that has to be there. And thank you for this World MSME Day, this great opportunity to speak into the platform and it is a great event. Thank you for GCPIT for hosting this event. And it's a great listening to everyone, and we have learned a lot.
Thank you so much, Vishal, Anand, for joining us today and sharing us your views. MSMEs always look at getting finances and business loans. We need to look at other options as well, as you mentioned. Thank you for sharing this and also sharing what you and Freytex are working on. Thank you so much. Wish you a very happy MSME Day. And many of our leaders who joined us today mentioned that we need to work on skilling of MSMEs and help them become global brands. As I mentioned in the beginning, we are bringing you interviews of global leaders who have overcome the crisis and have created their success stories. We feel this will be very useful for MSMEs to understand the opportunities and learn what the skills they need to develop to become unicorns and global brands. Now let's listen to the story of Dr. Shomdata Singh, who is a serial entrepreneur currently running her third venture, Assistancy Global. Her last two ventures, an ad tech company and a crowdsourced multi-million-dollar fashion label, have been successfully acquired. In 2020, she was designated as one of Forbes India's 50 most powerful women and became a member of the coveted invitation-only Forbes Business Council. Let's watch the interview with Dr. Shomdata Singh, who has been nominated for GCPIT's Emerging Leaders Awards. Over to the video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you are joining us from. Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade, or GCPIT, proudly welcome you all to this special interview series in connection with Global Emerging Leaders Awards 2022. I'm Aparna G. Kumar, the Global Co-Chairperson of GCPIT and your host for the show. Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade is an organization based in India, South Africa, US, UK, and UAE with board and council member representation across the world. We at GCPIT believe in fostering leadership across different levels. Recently, we have been reflecting on the significance of perspective in our role as leaders. When we advance from being an individual contributor to a leader, our perspective starts changing. We gain access to new information, have conversations with new people, and think about things in ways which we didn't have to before. These changes or learnings have immense power, and we believe that this interview series will help us and many aspiring future leaders to gain new perspectives, especially global perspectives from these emerging leaders. Today, we have with us such a leader to tell us about her perspectives on leadership while leading her ventures. We have with us Dr. Shomdata Singh, who is a serial entrepreneur currently running her third venture, Assistancy Global. Her last two ventures, an ad tech company and a crowdsourced multi-million-dollar fashion label, has been successfully acquired. Assistancy Global is a unified distribution platform for brands across global marketplaces, and she is racing it to become a unicorn in the near future. Dr. Shom is currently juggling between living on 3 continents. She is an angel investor, motivational speaker, and best-selling author. In 2020, she was designated as one of Fortune India's 50 most powerful women and became a member of the coveted invitation-only Forbes Business Council. She is a member of the Entrepreneurs Organization and Indiaspora. Her thought leadership articles are frequently featured in Sunday Guardian, The Week, Economic Times, Femina, Grazia, and many more. Congratulations, Dr. Shomdata Singh, for being nominated for the Emerging Leaders Awards. We are proud to have you with us on our show. Welcome.
So much. Thank you. Thank you, Aparna. Thank you, Santoshi. And thank you to the entire GCPIT Council for giving me this honor. I'm humbled.
As I was going through your profile, as I mentioned, I felt really, really proud. And I would like to hear from you. Before we talk about leadership, I would like to ask you, how did all this begin? And what is your background and what are you currently doing?
Absolutely. Well, I think all this started when I was just 14 years old. I come from a family of doctors. Both my parents are doctors. I was born in Calcutta, grew up in a family which was extremely academic oriented, but I had different ambitions in life. I wanted freedom and I wanted the ability to do something of my own. So way back when I was just about 13 or 14 years old, I used to go with my father frequently to Calcutta Club, which was then frequented by the likes of Tata, Khaitan, and Birlas of the family. And I always saw the kind of freedom, the kind of lifestyle they had, and that enamored me. And very little did I know that they were business people. So I would ask my father, what is that they did that they came in such fancy cars and we came in an ambassador? My dad said, we are middle-class family people, but they are businessmen. And I said, then that's exactly what I want to be. What started with just an aspiration became a way of life. By my education, I'm an economist. I have a PhD in economics, but by profession, I've been an entrepreneur since the last so many years, almost 20 years now. And I said I started at 14. I started by staying in a paying guest where my hustle as an entrepreneur started, doing small things like making homemade chocolates, ghostwriting for people, and including doing other activities that got me a certain amount of stable income. From that to at the age of 23, starting my ad tech company, getting acquired, owning multiple different D2C labels, from an Amplicel to a Biotivia, Smart Vitamins, Erotica, that's the fashion label you were talking about. I own multiple labels. Most of them are acquired today. And that gave me the vision to start Assistancy. My dream has always been about one thing. Like Swami Vivekananda says, take a risk in life. If you win, you'll lead. But if you fail, you'll guide. And I think for me, failure is a first attempt in learning. And that's the way I have built my team. That's my form of leadership. And at the end of the day, what I want to do is leave a legacy behind that if you put your mind to something and you do it with all your heart, impossible is nothing. Very few girls from middle-class family in India, or rather even across the world, get an opportunity to live their dreams or be an entrepreneur. You know, if you see even in today's world, out of the $1 billion of funds that goes into funding entrepreneurs, only 3% comes to women. I want to change that. I want to change the way women are looked as an alternative and women have to constantly break glass ceilings. I think that's my style of entrepreneurship, that if I can leave that legacy behind where more and more people can feel motivated to do something on their own, thereby giving employment to thousands of others, I think that's the future of any economy.
I think that's an amazing journey you just shared, and it's really, really inspiring to hear about your dream. As you said, if you dream big, impossible is nothing. And if you had to pick 4 or 5 words or short phrases to describe how a successful leader in a global environment operates or behaves, what would they be?
I think one of the most important things, and these are things that, of course, they're all my phrases, and the way I look at leadership is very similar to a few things, right? Like I first said, that one, I'm very inspired by Swami Vivekananda. So a lot of his teachings have gone into guiding me. But one of the things that I look at from a leadership style is a leader is someone who knows what they're not good at and therefore hire people who are better than them. Leadership is a word about awareness. Leadership is about giving, because at the end of the day, you can't lead if you don't know how to give. You can't lead if you don't know what you're not good at. Those are very, very important things in life that you need to be aware, right? So these are things that I live by as a leader. And I always believe that if you lead, let others grow too. If you lead, nurture others too. So when I said that, take a risk in life, if you fail, you'll guide, and if you win, you lead. That's very true, because at the end of the day, if you don't have those kind of value inculcated within you, if you don't have that kind of a thought leadership, you won't be able to scale. The other quote, which is, of course, it's all mine, is that everybody is born exceptional. Some choose to be ordinary. If you think about it, when we were born, none of us had the skills we do. None of us had the education we do. We are all a product of nature versus nurture. And nurturing is not only the job of our parents or our friends or the environment we grew up in. Nurturing is our own personal responsibility. If you cannot inculcate knowledge within yourself. If you don't read a book, if you don't explore the world, if you don't talk to others, if you are not in a journey where self-exploration and evolution is an important part of your life, you'll never be able to learn and grow. So these are things that one has to be extremely aware of, that at the end of the day, you are born exceptional. If you decide to lead an ordinary life, that it is on you. It is not on the world. It is not on your parents. It is not on the educational system. It is on you. Because when you hear a story of a daughter of a rickshaw driver becoming an IAS officer, how is it possible that her environment was any different than yours, right? So it is the desire. It is your own ability to be exceptional that drives you to that. So that is something that I believe, that if you believe that you are always exceptional, you'll thrive on that. Yeah.